Okay, so, this is something a little bit different than usual. Normally I'm uploading first attempts at, MOC and the other endgame modes, but today I wanted to show how I ended up zero cycling what could be the hardest MOC we've ever had. I used Sustainless Feixiao and Sustainless the Herta. My Feixiao team is very high cost. This is, I think, 15 cost total. You can get away with getting rid of all of the Robin cons and Topaz and just putting in, like, E2 Feixiao instead. So you +1 cost the Feixiao, you -6 the Robin, you -2 with the Topaz and get Mose. So this is an old route with doing the first... I don't have the SP to E the entire way through with Feixiao, so I do have to do a normal. In the original route, which was a little less consistent, but still pretty consistent, I used the first normal during the Robin ult. I don't do that in the new route that I cooked up to get to bottom half more consistently. There's a lot of RNG. Especially, top half is mainly Proof of Debt RNG and a little bit of targeting RNG on Wave 2. The Proof of Debt RNG, it needs to end up on the IPC guy on Wave 1 and the Sword Robot in Wave 2, so a single Feixiao ult will kill due to Proof of Debt. I have another route here where Feixiao SP management is slightly different, and I end up not using an ult at all on True Sting Bar 1 and a second Robin ult. A second Robin ult into just a wave of Feixiao skills and Topaz normals and Numbi results in having two fully charged ults for the time that the True Sting gets to the second bar. And it's a lot more consistent, but I'm not really worried about that consistency. There's a Discord dude there. Streamer mode on the new update doesn't turn off audio by default, so I'm still getting pings through streamer mode. Go for the Robin normal here. It doesn't really matter. The targeting is weird in this. You're gonna see Sundays really low. On the run that I did to get the second half run, Topaz was almost dead. Wind Shear can be a little annoying if it's on anyone but Feixiao. Robin E4 cleanses crowd control. It's not a full cleanse. I didn't know this until testing this. And the E1 Feixiao for the extra damage is just so nice. Relatively effortless, even though that was the last action, with the exception of one more Numbi. And we go to bottom half. Now, bottom half is also pretty annoying because there is a lot of RNG on this side. Wave 1 is RNG for a reason I genuinely don't understand. The Herta stacks here are RNG. But for some reason, when they're consolidated, and the Prior has full Herta stacks the entire time, for some reason, when I Herta E... Or, not when I Herta E. When... After this Herta E is going to kill everything. Or not kill everything, but... This Herta E is going to get her energy to ult, which will kill the ads. And she'll put an E into the Sanction Robot. For some reason, the normals that I'm about to do here are not guaranteed to kill this. I think it might be crit RNG. Sometimes that does 10k, sometimes that does 11k, sometimes it does 19k. And we do need to spend the RMC ult there to actually get the Tribbie follow-up attack and kill. Nikador, we're going to Mem Advance here. I did not do this in my first run, but it is a huge consistency boost because it makes RMC getting an ult at the end of the fight actually feasible. This actually, Nikador has legitimate targeting RNG. Because Tribbie is not going to get her ult here off of just the Herta ult follow-up attack, Serval ult follow-up attack normal. She doesn't get that. And she is very close to getting it. in the first run I did, that ended up actually winning, I did not know this was the reason for the RNG. I had the Tribbie ult up in time. I did what I had to. I got my ults off in time. The RMC advance going early doesn't matter. Normally Mem would advance there, and Serval E into RMC normal would have to kill. But moving Mem later helps secure that kill, and also means the Mem advance here is not wasted. But I actually got really lucky, and this was the first recorded attempt that got to Nikador after I figured out the proper routing. So RMC getting ult there is very important, so Tribbie gets an ult here, so we get a couple more follow-up attacks, which do legitimately matter, and then we Herta, E ult, or E, and then E, or skill, alt, skill. I said E like 7 times there, I'm sorry. I'm not used to post-commentary. The Tribbie ult there is completely unnecessary. This Herta E does like 92% to Nikador, so it's fine. And that is a 0 cycle of the hardest MOC. Now, taking a look at these builds here, my Feixiao, 145 speed, 96, 106 crit ratio. Pretty good Valorous pieces, pretty average Durin pieces. Or, not average, that orb is absurd, and the rope's pretty good. E1 definitely matters. The Eidolons on Robin won't matter, and E2 Feixiao can be supplemented for that. Sunday, E0S1, enough speed, enough crit damage, this absurd Lushaka orb, E0. Robin, E6S1, pretty mediocre artifacts, and her Eidolons don't really matter. Maybe E1 or E2 would be big, but this is replicable with E0S1 Sunday, E0S1 Robin, E2S1 Feixiao, and a well-built Mose in place of Topaz. Topaz, E0S1, 137 speed, pretty solid crit damage. Her damage contributions actually do matter, so we love Topaz for that. And she has, by far, the best Duke pieces on my account. Herta, Himeko, and Ratio always got leftovers. E0, I'd like that E2 if she becomes a little more accessible. The Herta, E0S1. S1 matters a lot for that SP routing. Not the best build at all, but pretty good. I stole Acheron's rope because my Acheron is kind of benched. Serval, E6 with Passkey. I did not put Windset on her willingly. My boyfriend did that. My boyfriend also was the one who routed the new route for top half. I did not put Windset on her. This is possible without Windset Serval. It is legitimately possible. I did it without Windset Serval. And then Tribbie, E0S1, not on DDD, not on Windset. The Windset on Serval does... No, the Windset on Serval does matter. My bad. I believe the Windset on Serval matters. I don't know. E1 Tribbie makes this free. Not having E1 Tribbie is the reason so much effort went into this. I will get that on a rerun. I need to. And then Harmony Trailblazer, or Remembrance Trailblazer on the 4-star cone instead of the 5-star cone. Kind of depends on the team. I think the 4-star is better with Herta. The 5-star is better with some faster units. 248 crit damage, 145 speed. Stats that matter. Just another quick look at the builds here. I'm very proud of this. I don't know if it's gonna hang here on the last screen. This is the first time I'm ever actually editing something, even before the Pokemon video. So I'm really proud of this. I have heard next MOC is going to be a little easier, so I won't be able to really get it won't take me as long to figure it out, I don't think, because this took me the majority of the rotation to figure out. I spent like the entire second half trying to figure out if I could do it. I did it once, and then popped off, and then replicating it was so difficult. So, I don't know. I enjoy zero cycling. I don't enjoy like win set optimizations and everyone being just win set von whack DDD. But I do like pushing my units to this level, and I'm really glad I was able to do it practically. And I know this is going to be daunting with 15 cost on the Feixiao team, and 4 cost on the Herta team. That 4 cost is pretty reasonable. You could maybe do 3 cost if you get rid of the S1s and get E1 Tribbie. E1 Tribbie is just stupid, and I regret not getting it, but yeah. Top half, very not relatable. That is using a vertically invested Feixiao with an E6 Raven to just brute force the side. Herta works wonders into Nikador, but that zero cycle took so much work. And I enjoy this. I know this isn't for everybody, but I hope if you enjoyed this, you will leave a like and subscribe. And we have a new MOC coming out in a couple days. The first attempt at that, obviously going to be uploaded the night it comes out. And who knows, maybe you'll see a zero cycling video after. Thanks for watching.